And on that
Yeah,
note, welcome everybody to the Fandom Zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money taking. The man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in YouTube entertainment today with the crew. And we are here.
Yeah, where the fuck did I put my other device?
I don't know. You can lose things here in the Fandom Zone. It is a space. You know, it is a negative space. Ah, damn it.
The number one thing you lose here is your dignity.
No, I lost that before here.
Well, I was going to say, he didn't have any when he started, so he'd have to find it first.
No, I'm talking about when we have guests on that have it.
Oh, the people that we bring in. Oh, yeah, they'd be losing their dignity immediately.
Anyways, welcome everybody. We got some stimulating conversation today. We got some stuff to talk about. Some of it you might be interested, some of it might not be, but with this great commentary, it's all fun. Before we get started, I do have an announcement. This Tuesday, actually, I will be having a serious stream. Yes, I know. It's funny that I announced it.
It's going to be an orgy.
No. This is a serious thing that I'm going to have. It's going to be a actual some real breaking news about the WWE and a real cover-up that is going on within the WWE, and I will be breaking the news here before any publications get the story. So join me on Tuesday. I will have a special guest reporter covering it, and my uncle as well, who worked for them. So if you guys want to find out what it's all about, then you guys got to show up on Tuesday. It will definitely be illuminating, to say the least.
Tuesday? Do you have an exact time on Tuesday, or was I not paying attention 90 seconds ago?
It's
No. I don't have an exact time. The reporter's got to get back to me, but I've got everything else set up. So,
excellent. Why don't you welcome the people that are already here?
But welcome Jamie Vick, welcome Timon, and welcome anybody else who is watching and who will be watching. Tonight we are going to be talking about some illuminating topics. I may be keeping this a little bit shorter than most of them because I've got to get up at 5 a.m. So,
okie dokie.
That will be
send an effing tweet out.
So, anyways, we're going to go over these topics, and we're just gonna have some good time. I'm gonna bring up the first and very disappointing topic for one pop culture PB.
Sad.
It is some sad news. I know you saw what I put there. You probably read it too, because when I got this, I go, this one's gonna punch PB right in the jewels. The Falcon and Winter Soldier have been removed from Disney Plus August release slot. And before we get started, this is odd because this isn't a major movie release. As a matter of fact, stuff on Netflix, Hulu, even HBO Max has actually been pushed forward because of the corona. So people are releasing these kind of movies rather quickly, right? This is reversed. They pulled this movie and it's already done shooting. So, PB, before we get into this article, because I know this is more of your wheelhouse, what is your speculation for why they would pull the Falcon and Winter Soldier from its August release date?
I mean, I could give you speculation, or I could give you the facts that I read in the article in the video that I put out.
Don't ruin it. We're gonna give it to them as we go. I like.
Oh, I ruined it. I sent our video
speculation.
Link to our channel.
Yeah,
come on,
like, we can't build credibility. You want me to speculate on something that I already know the answer to?
Yes.
Okay, the reason that they pulled it from the release schedule was to make me cry.
that was very. There we go. That was a great answer. You and probably a lot of people are crying about this. So let's get into the real reason you already knew. So they pulled it. Marvel Studios was set to start Phase 4 with a bang, not just with the 2020 films Black Widow and the Eternals. Doubtful about the Eternals, but there for Black Widow. But also the television show produced exclusively for Disney Plus, the first Marvel Studios series. So the first out of all of the releases that are coming out was the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it was set to release August 2020. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it stopped production in its tracks in early March. While the series has been
March. Wait, they were still working in early March. That's terrible. That means they were spreading diseases. Continue.
Gearing up for complete filming, the likelihood the Falcon and Winter Soldier would be able to meet its release date was becoming more and more uncertain. Now, a new report seems to confirm the inevitable news. According to the report from Laughing Palace, the Falcon and Winter Soldier was not on the list of titles coming to Disney Plus in August 2020. While Walt Disney Studios has yet to make an official statement concerning the Falcon and Winter Soldier, it is expected that the show will not meet its initial August release window for the streaming service. In an update by Entertainment Weekly, so there's your credible source, kind of.
Yeah, they're relatively credible.
Yeah, they're relatively reputable. Is reporting that the premiere for the series will be announced by Disney soon if all goes well. One would assume that the studio will wait until plans are set in stone when the show will finish its production before sharing updates on the release window. So what does this mean? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier still needed to finish filming a few days in the Czech Republic and in Atlanta, Georgia as well. So the Czech Republic, that intrigues me right there. That means they're probably going to be going to different locations, which will be
interesting.
It'll be when they're shooting on different locations as Marvel movies or I guess shows do, it means there's going to be some realistic, cool set pieces. You know how they did some of their shooting in different places for the different like Avengers movies and shit like that. But anyways, well, it's unfortunate to see the show's release officially delayed. It's not surprising the outcome given the series had yet to wrap up principal photography. It's likely that the other Disney Plus shows like WandaVision and Loki also will see some delays as Disney Plus was slated gets pushed back the same way Marvel Studios film slate did back in April. This will give every season all the necessary time to finish filming post-production without having to be tied to a quickly approaching release window. Delaying the Disney Plus shows would also be necessary for the MCU's timeline, given that the shows were created with the intentions of both affecting and being affected by the events of the films. Now, this is important. These shows will be directly affecting and affected by the movies. So these are not like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. shows, from what I'm gathering. These are direct tie-ins to the next phase. I found that very interesting.
Oh, I gotta pay attention to shit now.
I know. We gotta actually look for the connections. Take note. I know it's a lot for a dog, Cyber. I feel for you. You gotta grab the notepad, put it down, grab a pen, and with you keeping up with politics, man, how are you gonna keep track of all this?
This guy doesn't watch my videos, man. And I also no one else besides PB saw that I needed everyone's like avatar and shit all sad or happy. I'm happy. I need
Man,
to
I'll
do
just
something
take a
with the
picture of
video, and
my
it's on
face.
ice. It's on ice until then. No, I need your animated avatars because
Dude, he needs you to go onto the Bitmoji app like you did before, search sad, pick a picture, send it to me, and then I will crop it and forward it to him.
All right. With that stuff aside, welcome Stone Cold Jeremy. Perp, jump into the chat. And Jamie Vick says, "Are you sure that it's not, or it's because of the comments that were made about the lack of diversity?" Who knows? They probably took that into effect, but no. The Marvel slate had been pushed back way before all this nonsense. I think Corona is directly affected. This news about all of their shows had been coming since the movies had been delayed, so I don't think it's this diversity nonsense necessarily. Um, I do think, though, it's interesting that Anthony Mackie came out with that statement. Remember, we covered that last weekend, I believe,
Yep,
PD?
that was last weekend that we were
Weekend.
talking about everybody taking Anthony Mackie's statement and contorting it for their own purposes, making it seem like he was being woke when he really wasn't.
No, not at all. He was making actual valid points for once. But you know how it goes. Uh, even the politicians, really quick side note, because Jamie Vick brought up a good point. The Democrats said a very scary statement. And why I bring up politics is, one, Cybernetic Husky just won't let me have a show without bringing it up. And two, um, there is a direct connection to Hollywood because the Democrats said, and I quote, I saw this on my Twitter feed, it's an article, how they're talking about when they win, which is comical, but when they win the election, they are going to fight for diversity and rewrite history. Now, that is a scary ass statement because to me, and this is just my interpretation, is they want to fucking change history. They just
Yeah, that's
change
not what
everything.
Anthony Mackie wanted. He doesn't
No,
want
no.
that
diversity. He
sounds a lot
said he
like the
wanted
start
the
of
best person in the job.
That sounds a lot
So,
like the start of the USSR and Nazi Germany.
I think that that's a really crazy idea,
No, it's
Cyber.
not
But
crazy. It's true. Look it up. It's in history. This is
no. Well, I think it's a crazy idea that you're saying, but the craziest part about your statement is it might actually be true, because that right there is the exact same model we're seeing, and it's translating in Hollywood. But swinging back to the topic here, I think this is more of just them pushing stuff back. If these shows are direct tie-ins to the movies and they affect the movies and vice versa, one, that's pretty interesting new twist for this phase. But two, that presents a problem for them, because if like a movie gets delayed, right, then that must directly affect the show, clearly. Right? That's what I'm gathering from this article.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I know a lot of people were saying with Black Widow that it didn't necessarily affect the release schedule of anything else, even though they completely changed everything else when they changed that one. So I was never sold on that idea. But yeah, this show is supposed to be directly connected to everything that's going forward with the Doctor Strange movie, and then what's the other one? What's the Chinese guy? What's that movie?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Okay. Like all of those movies that are be coming out with new characters being introduced. Yeah, you need to connect the new characters to the ones that we already love that are still around. Like we can't still love Iron Man and Steve Rogers. Like they're gone, man. We got to replace them with the Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Here's the interesting part about this too. This might be their next new thing that they're doing is they are directly making shows that directly connect with movies. This is completely brand new because we've seen them try to do this with other things, but it never they just never made them connect. The Netflix bottle was kind of loosely connected, those shows, and then you had Agents of Shield, which kind of dipped in and out and had connections here and there, but we talked about that last week. This is the first time, and I think it could be a really smart marketing move. And this raises the question of could we see other big stars actually in these Disney Plus shows or hinted towards, or maybe we even get a couple of appearances. It's actually a
Right.
really exciting concept.
Because that does sound different to when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started. And I don't remember which producer said it. I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Feige, not 100% though. And he said, yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is connected to all of the movies in the MCU, but it's not directly connected in the sense that don't expect all of your superheroes that you see in the movies to ever show up in the TV show. Whereas this, you've already taken people that are in the movies and you turned it into a show. They're already there.
Yeah, so that means you could essentially have everyone. I mean, look, the new people coming in until their movie comes out, they're not going to blow up like you're not talking to Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans or these people who are already established. Maybe Cumberbatch is the only one who would be a really huge
No,
person to see.
you could bring Ant-Man in.
Paul Rudd, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like the top A-listers, back in the day, you'd never get someone like that to do television. But now the smart move that they're doing is most of these actors coming in to do these new movies are not established yet in their careers. So you could bring them on to, and I'm doing air quotes, a television kind of format and then put them in a movie. It's not like they were already huge movie actors who are like A-listers.
Oh, right. I had never heard of either of these guys before they were in Marvel movies.
And Anthony Mackie is quite interesting because he was also in Netflix. He was in season 2 of Altered Carbon. So, I mean,
I
he's
know
done.
he's in the thumbnail now.
Yeah, he's done a lot of he's done a lot of different television kind of spots. So it's going to be a really interesting Cyber. What do you think of them directly connecting television shows to movies and vice versa?
Okay. Just you gotta pay attention, man. There's gonna be people that don't pay attention and be like, "What the fuck? I hate this movie," and they don't watch the shows. Oh, it sounds like those people already exist. That they skipped. They said they hated like some of the recent like Marvel movies, and they say they don't watch half of them. I'm like, well, maybe if you watch half of them, you'd fucking understand.
That's true. I do have a friend that he only likes the funny Marvel movies. So when he was watching Infinity War, anytime that they were doing the Captain America arc, he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah, that's gonna see. This is a good. I could see this as being a pro and a con because, like, as Cyber brings up a great point, you're gonna have those people who are only going to pick and choose, like they did the last phase, different movies that they like. I already hear people saying they're dipping out of Eternals, things like that. I still say they're full of shit. Everyone who says that, there's very few people I actually know who skips, particular Marvel movies. But anyways, you will have those people. And so it's going to be interesting because if the shows are connected, there might be like, we'll be like, holy shit, he's from the movie. And people will be like, who the hell is that? What, why are they in here? You know what I mean? It'll be like, it'll be extra for everyone who watches everything, but I feel like it might uh, also be kind of distracting, or maybe it's a clever plan because Marvel hasn't misstepped so far. I mean, people can be pissy and say what they want to, but Marvel has yet to have a misstep, even with Captain Plank of Wood. Everything they've done has been a home run.
Oh, I call her Captain $1 Billion.
Yep. You know what? The matchup I can't wait to see in I know you're still lurking in the chat, but the interesting matchup I can't wait to see is Wonder Woman versus Captain Marvel 2. I really am praying they run side by side because
I mean,
everyone
I
comparatively,
don't see it happening.
Everyone comparatively,
the only way that'll happen is if it's the third Wonder Woman movie going against the second Captain Marvel movie.
No, they were supposed to have a close release date, and then Corona shuffled or reshuffled everything.
Black Widow.
What are you talking about?
That's supposed to be
Wonder Woman was supposed to be out in June, guy. Captain Marvel 2 hasn't even started being made.
I don't buy it.
Oh my God. This guy every time. What's up, Nico? I can
Nico?
see how it will be a problem, and some people are going to get agitated because they're going to be in a movie and they're going to be watching it, and a bunch of people are going to laugh at a joke, and they're going to be sitting there like a bump on a log going, why is that funny? And the person next to them be like, oh, didn't you watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? That's hilarious. And be like, no, I didn't watch that show. I'm just watching the movie. Why would they write that joke? And I'd be like, dude, relax. Just because you didn't laugh at one joke, don't make it a bad movie.
Timon, Captain Marvel 2 is most certainly happening. Do not fool yourself. Anything that makes $1 billion gets a sequel. There's no way in the world that movie is not happening.
Captain Marvel 2 is definitely going to happen at some point. This is not a solo situation.
It's been confirmed. Kevin confirmed it. People from Disney confirmed it. I don't have the article that I saved from, but it's confirmed. Brie Larson.
No, it's going to be at the end of Phase 4.
Exactly what they did with the last one. They're going to put it right before a very important movie, just so it makes it.
Yeah, probably. Or they're going to introduce like the Fantastic Four or X-Men into it. They're going to do something big to push the movie, but it's happening, Timon. Everybody said. There's even a title thing. When you look at the MCU phase movies, there's a spot that says Captain Marvel 2 right in there. So they're pushing it. They're pushing it hard.
I mean, not to get totally sidetracked, but I feel like all of us, and we've done it on, I don't know, at least a handful of occasions already when we've talked about Captain Marvel 2. All of us have said, oh yeah, they're going to add another hero, and that's what's going to put this movie over the top, because nobody's going to go to a movie with just her in it, so they're going to add the X-Men or the Fantastic Four, or maybe just Wolverine, or maybe just Magneto or something like that. But what if it's the other side of the coin, and they just pick one of the ultimate bad guys? Like, what if it's Captain Marvel and the bad guy is Doom?
Doom kills her. Yeah. Please. I just don't care who he kills. Doom needs to kill one of these Avengers. And not like,
oh no, kill at least one.
No, like he grabs him
to kill right? He needs to kill like one primary Avenger, 2, 3 lesser Avengers. Like he needs to be killing some people for sure. So I don't think I've heard anybody say with Captain Marvel 2.
Weak, because nobody is higher than Doom in Doom's list. He looks at everyone as a shit because they all are.
Exactly. And I don't think I've heard anybody say about Captain Marvel 2 that they could push the movie with adding a superior villain. Have you guys heard anybody say that?
Oh.
No. Oh, Timon, Inhuman. Okay, Inhuman is different from Captain Marvel because they did a series to test run it and it epically failed. That series was like one of the worst series I think I've ever seen. Yeah,
it was so weird.
It was. I mean, I respect them for trying to go out of the box, but yeah, they were supposed to push the Inhumans, but they wind up actually folding them into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it just wasn't hitting in.
No, but he does have a point that stuff can totally get canceled, but that got canceled because of something that happened in between, as in the movie got announced and it was going to play off of the TV show, but then the TV show was terrible, so then they canceled the movie. Whereas I don't know what has happened in between Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel 2 that is going to make the studio think that they're not going to make a bunch of money off of it.
They will. Like, it's so crazy because yeah, I agree, Timon. It was on the roster, but two very different situations. Like, anything that makes $1 billion, no matter what it is, a studio will push for that product to be made. Even if it's trash, they'll still push it because at the very least, they may not expect to make another $1 billion, but they do expect to make a high figure of some sort.
They will be happy if they make $100 million off of it. If they don't make $100 million, as in net profit, off of the movie in box office sales, not this bullshit after the fact, oh, Solo made money because they sold DVDs and Blu-rays. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Only the box office. That's all the studio fucking cares about because that is the benchmark for monetary success or not.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no way they're going to let $1 billion box office just
first impressions mean everything. That's why I don't want a goddamn Solo 2. I didn't really watch that, but I never wanted a Solo 1. So
no,
unless that is starring Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams.
No, what they needed to do was make that movie entirely different. It could have been exactly the same, but it needed to be from Darth Maul's perspective.
It's dumb. But anyways, like, I like how some people are like, only Harrison Ford can play Han Solo. I'm like, somebody else could. But only Billy D. Williams is Lando, okay? Don't give a fuck.
I second that.
He's the only goddamn Lando, all right? When I saw the episode 9 trailer, I was mad the whole time. Then I saw him and I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, they took them forever to bring him in the sequel trilogy.
Right?
That last movie, they pulled out all the stops. I'm surprised they didn't have every single thing ever in Star Wars for that movie. But anyways, we got sidetracked. That's my thing on this. I'm moving on to the next thing, which is kind of Marvel related, but not really. It has to do with the people who never lie about anything. The Russo brothers. They never troll fans and things like that. They're always honest 100% of the time in their interviews.
Hey man, like you gotta be truthful now. They always lie before the movie is released, and I have never seen them lie after the movie is released. Like there is a solid line of demarcation when it comes to their lying.
But this is pretty big, and I'm just gonna say this right now. Netflix is stepping up their game. This is a huge announcement. Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling are going to star in a Russo brothers spy drama, The Gray Man, coming to Netflix. Holy fuck, Netflix is stepping up their game. Like, wow. Just think about all of those names attached to a Netflix product. I mean, when Netflix first started doing their movies, they had, decent actors. Even their new ones, they have some decent actors in there. Their newest one had Charlize Theron. It was pretty good. Could have been a little bit better, but
talking about
they have a movie called The Old Guard that's out. I did a review. I'm just behind on shit.
I walked away from that thing.
Wait, The Old Guard with Charlize Theron on Netflix?
Yep. That is actually a really good movie. It's based on a graphic novel, but anyways, yeah, this time they have and the biggest get that they had was Martin Scorsese, and now they got the Russo brothers coming over, and they're working on a new spy thriller. The film will have Ryan Gosling, and he will play a court gentry who is a former CIA operative. The Netflix spy drama reportedly revolves around the character of Court Gentry, who is also known as the Gray Man. Avengers Endgame directors Joe and Anthony Russo will be helming the upcoming Netflix spy drama called The Gray Man. The news reports states that the film script is done by Joe Russo. News reports further add that the film script
Wait a second. Before you continue, is the Gray Man Barack Obama because he's half black and half white?
No. Jeez. Anyways, it has been worked upon by the writers of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. The news updates about the upcoming Netflix spy thriller titled The Gray Man state the film will be made on a massive budget of $200 million. The upcoming thriller, I give Netflix credit, man. They're throwing money behind these movies, and it shows. Like, even their subpar movies have been pretty decent, at least as far as the shot and stuff.
They make Birdie and Eagle movies?
Yes, they do. The thriller by Joe and Anthony Russo is reportedly based on a 2009 novel by the same name by Arthur Mark Greeny. The film will have Ryan Gosling SA role of Court Gentry, who is a former CIA operative. The film, The Gray Man, reportedly revolves around the character of Court Gentry, who is known as the Gray Man now. As per media reports, Hollywood actor Chris Evans, who has essayed the role of Captain America, will be in the role of a CIA agent, Lloyd Henson. The character by Ryan Gosling is expected to be hunting down Lloyd Henson. Now the film's cast has been announced, and fans of and film audiences are very excited about the spy drama. The Netflix drama will be backed by the Russo brothers under the banner AGBO. The film, called The Gray Man, will also be backed by Mike Larcher, Joe Ross, and Jeff. I'm not going to attempt to say his last name. But this is huge. This is
Just use the initial.
I know. This is like really huge. And Stone Cold Jeremy brings up a huge point too, is that they also got the rights to Cobra Kai, and they will be the new home for Cobra Kai as well. Like, Netflix, holy fuck, man. HBO Max came out with that Snyder Cut, but Netflix has dropped some bombs. Like, they
yeah, HBO Max. We spend $30 million so that you can watch something that's slightly different to something you already saw. Whereas Netflix is like, here's something new.
For $200 million. $200 million. That's like, dude, that is on a film budget level. They are legitly putting studio budget money into their films. And, let's go back. The Chris Hemsworth thriller that was on there, fucking forgot the name of the movie, but it was really good. Um, that was shot for 30 million. So, and they did that movie, and it was a pretty damn good movie. So
Talking about
200
some
million?
Netflix movie with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, he plays a
Okay.
mercenary. It was a great movie, but I'm just super tired. And
Extraction?
yes, there we go.
There's by
Yeah,
the way, there's like 100 movies named like Extraction, because there's also another movie like we clicked on it today. It has Bruce Willis in the thumbnail, so you think, oh, this is a Bruce Willis movie. It was made in 2015 called Extraction. No, he's not in the main character. He was there for clickbait. There's also another movie called Extraction in like 2013. Like someone's got to think of original video names.
Yeah, I do agree. But that movie had a $30 million budget. The Scorsese movie had 150 million or something. This is 50 million more than they gave Martin Scorsese. So, and I mean, The Irishman was good too. So this is, I mean, wow. Like, Netflix is becoming a player. They are really, like, they see Disney Plus coming out. They see, HBO Max, and they're like, oh yeah, well, we'll take your 30 million and raise 200 million.
I like that Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, that what was it called?
I forget the name of it too.
Yeah,
I know it was directed by Michael Bay, and it was people were like, "Oh, Michael Bay." No, guys, if you want like a decent like action movie just to turn on and enjoy like violence, you gotta watch it.
Dude, I love watching robots beat the fuck out of each other.
So here's the thing. And this is my question to you guys. A lot of people came out and said that Netflix was about to go down. They're losing money. There's all these.
Who the hell are you
players.
talking about? Who are these lot of people? Continue.
It was, news articles we were reading. Remember that article we read about?
I was going down for a while too, but they never really said what their plan was, and now their plan is being shown.
Yeah. So, do you think that this right here is going to make a lot of these streaming companies want to either match it or nervous? I mean, Disney Plus is on standstill with their content, and HBO Max hasn't come out with anything really impressive.
I do have one thing, though. I think Viacom may buy Netflix, and then they'll ditch CBS All Access. I have a weird feeling about this.
That makes sense because CBS All Access is trash. You guys can watch that video. But no.
And PB, I don't know, like, how many original movies or series Netflix has just waiting in the hopper, because Disney Plus, yeah, they have the library that all of us love that we've all seen already. Like, we've seen every Disney movie. I'm not watching the fucking remakes, so okay. I don't need to rewatch the movies.
There, see how well it does.
Right. But Netflix, I mean, if they can't make The Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now because everything got shut down because of Corona, but Netflix is still releasing new stuff, when was this new stuff made, and how long can they just hold on to it and be like, people are still watching the show that we released and it's still popular, so we'll just hold on to this one a little longer so we'll get a little more watch time out of the previous one, and then we'll release this new one.
Netflix is releasing series in half because of this shit too now. They release half of Mr. Iglesias. They're planning to release half of of season 4 of Ozark, from what I've heard, because of all this shit, and then they'll release the other half when it's done. Which
Well,
if
no,
Disney was smart, they could do the same shit with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
no. Here's the thing, Cyber. Their stuff, because I read an article about this for Castlevania. Their stuff was done. They don't shoot it in halves. They release it in halves, but the whole show is done. What they've been doing is, like PB said, holding on to it on purpose. And then when these new people are like, "Oh, we got this, this, and this coming out," they drop 5 fucking series. Like, they have the War for Cybertron already done, all 3 parts, but they're just releasing part 1 on the 30th, which come by. I'll be doing a live review the night that it drops. I'm super fucking excited about that. Both me and the Unicorn have our reminder set. But yeah, I mean, they just dropped. I checked my reminder list and there were 5 new things. They have like One Piece on there now. They dropped some Warrior Nun. They dropped like 5 new series all at once. And then they have Lucifer coming back, which was already shot, but they're doing part 1 in August, but they have part 1 and part 2 already done. So, I mean, they have this shit pre-recorded before Corona, and now they held on to it, and they're just waiting and just releasing this shit one after the other.
It's making all the other streaming platforms look pathetic right now, though.
they're crushing them. They're crushing the competition right now because no one else was smart enough to have this shit done. We see how how Disney does it. They release fucking 1 episode at a time. Well, they don't have to shoot everything right away when they do that. They can shoot half of it, do each episode 1 at a time, and then shoot the other half later. But that strategy has bit them on the ass because everything is now shut down. Like Castlevania never stopped working during Corona because it's fucking animation. They just drew shit and they had it all.
They're like, hey, you remember that stuff that you used to draw in the office? I'm going to need you to draw that in your office at home.
Yeah, they were not affected.
There's a lot of voice actors that have a decent home studio where it's, doesn't bleed a lot. Unlike my room where the vent is like right above me. If you listen to some of my videos, you turn it up enough, you'll probably hear the vent if it's blasting a lot more than normal.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, they're showing how and why they're the most established streaming service right now. They've had all of this stuff already done, and Netflix orders in bulk. So, like, for instance, with like Sabrina, they already have, by the time season 1 was done, they had season 2 and 3 already planned, and they had started shooting season 2 towards the end of season 1. So they had episodes already shot and ready to go for the next season. They just had to see what the numbers look like. I mean, it's a risky gamble, but in a time like this, it sure as shit is paying off for them right now.
Well, I guess the real important number to everybody that isn't Netflix is the number of people that would unsubscribe in the next few months when they have a lack of original content and you just have to continue to watch the stuff that is from the vault, because that's what Disney's going to have to start doing, because as far as I know, they don't have every single movie on Disney Plus yet.
Stop release. I'm serious, Disney. You don't have any balls to release it. I want to keep making fun of Disney for the rest of my life until they fucking release that shit. They don't have the balls.
They're still waiting for Ant-Man and the Wasp and Infinity War to get off of Netflix to put them onto Disney Plus. That's going to happen any day now for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then I think it happens at the end of summer for Infinity War.
Now, here's the thing. The only competitor I can see is Amazon, because Amazon, you can actually buy everything, including stuff from Disney, and the only thing you can't buy is the Netflix shit because that's all original. But they have stuff for sale which Disney can't strip from them because it's an actual
No,
Amazon, so they sell shit.
yeah, like there are a whole bunch of people out there that have Amazon Prime exclusively to watch TV. Then there's a whole nother group of people out there that have Amazon Prime exclusively to purchase products off of the internet. They don't even know that their subscription to that service allows them to do the other thing.
So if you got Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime, and you can subscribe to one of your favorite streamers. You get one free subscription to one of your favorite streamers each month with Twitch Prime, which I'd say sub to me on Twitch, but I'm not even affiliate because I don't got 50 viewers or an average 50 followers or an average of 3 viewers. So
it'll get there. Yeah.
I'll get there.
It's but I mean, slow. But I mean, the point being is Amazon is even a competitor because Amazon, they very cleverly just dropped the promo for The Boys season 2, which is already done and shot. They've been holding on to that ace, and mad people are going to tune in for the second season of The Boys, and they just announced Hunters season 2 coming out. So
streaming services to me look like they're going to turn into, and I don't know how many people are going to get this analogy in the chat because it's a sports analogy. It's going to turn into college football. Netflix is going to be the SEC. They're the big one. They have the established base, and I don't see how in the foreseeable future anyone's going to be able to catch up to them. That would be like another country trying to catch up to China in population. It's just not going to happen. Like India can't even do it, and they're right behind them. They're right there. They got a billion people too, but they still can't freaking catch them.
All you need is one war.
Right, but then you got the other big streaming services like Amazon Prime, HBO Max.
Hulu.
Hulu's, it's really not that big, not compared to the other ones. Like HBO Max is going to be big. It's going to be real big. Never heard of it. Okay. Of course you've never heard of it, woman. I've only said it a whole bunch sitting here. I only talk to Perp like once a week, and he's addicted to it. They have the same color scheme. Anyway, and Disney Plus. So those other streaming services are like the Big 10 and the Pac-10 and the Big 12. They're the other power conferences. And then you're going to have all those pissant streaming services like the fucking Peacock that's starting up or Quibi. Like, nobody cares about these. I don't watch enough NBC shit to watch that. I'm never watching CBS All Access ever.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself. I will be coming out with reviews for season 2 of The Twilight Zone. Spoiler alert, it's marginally better than season 1. Still political as fuck.
No shit. The guy who fucking hosted is very fucking political as fuck.
But I mean, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But here's the thing: Disney needs to get their shit together, and HBO Max is on the cusp of doing something big. They just need that thing that drives them over. Like I know if Perp was here, he'd probably make the argument of the stuff that is already on there, but HBO also has
the argument that, I don't know, he might be listening. I would say the first argument he would probably make is HBO Max has Crunchyroll.
Yeah, but I am subscribed to HBO Max, and the content they have for it is very still unfinished. Like they'll have episodes of stuff, but it won't be the full list like they'd have on the actual Crunchyroll or the actual site that the anime would come from. So they're like slowly getting their content together, which I think was a mistake for their release. They should have had all of this shit ready to go. Much like Disney, they kind of just got stuff out there and didn't really plan it. Where people forget, like Netflix slowly built all the things that they had, even when they did the deal with Marvel. They slowly built everything up, and then they just have a massive library. You can't get through their content at all. It's impossible. I've tried to even look through all of their fucking movies and stuff. It's impossible to see every single thing that Netflix has on there. You just can't do it. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
God, I hope you didn't fucking ask me a question. I was talking to the wife. She didn't know what HBO Max was, so I was trying to explain it to her as succinctly as possible.
Yeah, it's Stone Cold Jeremy. HBO Max does have Crunchyroll, and they also have the independent anime studio. I forgot the name of it. Purple would know, but they did like Howling Moving Castle and all that shit. They took some bold choices. I commend them. It's just that when they went and they made these deals, they didn't like get the full they didn't utilize the full tools is what I think I'm trying to get across. They didn't get everything. They're slowly getting content.
I want to watch that show. I forget the name of it. It was made by J.G. Quintel, the same guy who made a regular show. That looks funny.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll be interesting, but keeping
what
with
are
the
you
comic
updating, Husky?
What?
Oh, never mind. That came from my TV. That's fucking hilarious. I thought I heard a computer noise come from your computer, but it was coming from my TV. Never mind.
Speaking of updates, I'm gonna switch universes and go to DC. Noah Chanoan, who, if you don't know who that is,
what the fuck did you just say? What?
he's a Hispanic actor. He's also on the show Penny Dreadful, which is why I bring up this article. But he joins.
Penny Dreadful is on DC Universe?
No, the actor will be joining the DC Universe, and he will be in the new Black Adam as Atom Smasher.
Whoa. Did you just tell me that DC Universe is starting a Black Adam show?
No. This is the DCU. It is the movie universe.
The DCAU?
No, the AU is the animated universe.
So what the hell is the DC? What show is he going to be in?
He's going to be in the movie Black Adam, which is kind of a quasi sequel to Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah, it's different though. Black Adam is going to be starring.
Do with the streaming service? I'm so confused.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with the DC Universe streaming service. This is just in the DC Universe.
Oh, holy shit. What a misunderstanding that was. My God. You said DC Universe, and I thought the streaming service. You didn't mean that at all. That is hilarious.
So let me clarify. The DCU, which is the streaming universe, or now you got me saying it. Fuck. The movie
Way to clarify, guy.
Okay, the movie universe is getting Black Adam. It's been in development hell, but now the cast and shit is rolling. Ironically, through the coronavirus, they've gotten their shit together. Black Adam will be played by The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and now it will be starring the new breakout sensation from Penny Dreadful as a character who's a villain called Atom Smasher. And this article will give us a little bit more information. For the longest time,
on the nose for a villain's name, isn't it?
Yeah. I never said they were creative with their names. There's some characters that's really
No,
on the
this
nose.
must have been somebody in the Stargirl universe gave him this name.
By the way, for the people who like defending DC, and I like DC before you get your panties in a wad, they have a lot of very lazy ass fucking names. And if you don't believe me, look at a lot of Batman's villains. I'm not talking about the big ones. I'm talking about like Kite Man,
Calendar Man.
Calendar Man. These are like the best ones. Condiment
I
King.
mean,
that one's actually a little more
even
creative.
some of the big ones are kind of lame, like Toy Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although when he's played by Mark Hamill, he's scary as fuck.
You can't get all winners like Lex Luthor and the Joker.
Yeah, you got to have your lame villains. Marvel, I'm sure has some. I just gotta think of them. But
No,
anyways,
Marvel's problem is everybody's names start with the same letter.
Marvel's problem is they don't.
J. Jonah Jameson. Come on, man.
For the longest time,
their problem is that they don't hold up their great ones like Doom enough. But it like people were saying, even Doom's name is Victor Von Doom.
No, that's because you gotta. I don't remember where I seen the interview like a few years ago. I don't know how old the interview is, but somebody asked Stan Lee who his favorite villain was that either he created or just in the Marvel universe. I don't remember specifically how the question was worded. It doesn't really matter. And he looked at the person all confused, like, what the hell are you talking about? My favorite villain. You're not supposed to like the villains.
So,
absolute Chad Stanley. He's missed. But yeah, Doom Doom's awesome.
So Black Adam, starring Dwayne Johnson, has been in development hell for quite some time. But only in recent years have the wheels finally began to turn. However, last year, I'm not going to try to say that. Wow, that is a really Hispanic name. Joined the project as the director. It's Joam called Sierra. It's not even Sierra. It's like Sarara. Weird. As the director, with Dwayne Johnson solidifying his involvement. Now it seems like casting has begun, surprising character joining the roster, which could point to even more comic book characters joining in. The Hollywood Reporter's Boris Kitt is reporting that Noah Centineo will be joining Dwayne Johnson in Black Adam as Atom Smasher. I can't even make that sound cool. Additionally, Deadline is reporting.
Yeah, you can. You just put it in a porno.
Additionally, Deadline is reporting that the film will begin shooting in Georgia early 2021. Update: DC has now officially confirmed his casting. What does this mean? The characters joining Black Adam is actually being rumored since March 2019. Originally first reported by Charles Murphy. This means the Atom Smasher is now confirmed to join the cast. Stargirl will be following suit if the initial rumors are to be believed. So Stargirl will make an appearance.
Oh my god!
However, that does make things slightly confusing for DC's on-screen, since the character is already in an ongoing series in the DC universe and now the CW, but that hasn't stopped Warner Bros. From making a movie about the Flash, despite the character having its own series already. Additionally, this casting means that it's likely...
No, wait. But it's two different Flashes. Are they going to have the same Stargirl from the show in the movie?
I have no clue. Yeah, it doesn't say yet. Additionally, this casting means that it's likely that Hawkman will also make an appearance too, since he was included alongside Smasher
Ooh,
and
Hot Girl's better.
Stargirl in the original. The studio will be looking to cast an actor 30 to 39 to take the role of Hawkman, with emphasis on landing someone the audience could believe go toe to toe with Black Adam. So it seems like Black Adam could feature a lot of characters who are actually all connected to the Justice League of America members, which could also end up factoring into this movie. So this is huge because this might connect the DC universe, the streaming platform shows, with the movie universe.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah,
Hot Girl's still better, though. Hot Girl's always better than Hawkman.
Okay,
I know
that
I'm not
aside,
saying that because I watched the Justice League show when I was younger.
No, I disagree. Michael Shakes played Hawkman in Smallville. They should get him for this role.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be special. I mean, that'd make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Nostalgia is real, LB. I know you feel it.
Yeah, like, picture if they just got him. I mean, he fits the criteria, kind of. I mean, maybe not the age range, but, he did play Hawkman, and he is built. We've seen it in Smallville and in several other shows. I think.
Right. I don't know the last time that I seen him in anything, but I assume that he keeps himself in relatively good shape.
I saw him in a weird sideshow. It was like a movie or something where he played like a spy or something. He's still in shape. I mean, I think that would be good casting, but probably they'll cast someone new. The Stargirl thing is interesting. If they went with the one from the show, it'd be a direct connection, but she's kind of younger looking, so I don't know if they're gonna want that for the movie. It's gonna be really interesting.
I want that for the movie. Give her a movie.
Yes, PB, I know. Yeah,
I know. I got a problem.
But yeah, I mean, so connected universes, DC is trying to really close the loop. But now here's the confusing thing about their universe. They're trying to close the loop.
Whoa, just the one thing? Just the one thing.
Yes, the one thing.
Okay.
We talked about it last week with the Snyder cut coming out. If it's big, like all these weirdos hope, then they might do a Snyderverse. So you're going to have 3 different universes running along and maybe connect 2 of them. So that'd be like 2 separate universes existing in the same space.
What if the Snyder Cut doesn't do that well? Or it does enough just to get them the money that they were hoping to get off of it, because AT&T owns Warner Brothers now and they like money.
Well then these stupid fucking idiots will only have the one movie.
That's the reason why this is happening, though, because AT&T fully got control of Warner Brothers, and AT&T loves money a lot.
Yeah, they all love money though. But the thing is,
they get like a hard on, man.
But the thing is, if it doesn't do well, then we're not going to see anything else from the Snyder universe. So it'll just be then these other 2 universes. But if they connect them like it sounds like they're trying to do, then finally DC will have one coherent universe instead of 15 different sub things going on. I think they need to do that.
That, Cavill's still going to be Superman, which I'm fine with, because he's actually a pretty cool guy. I'm not saying that because he's an epic gamer.
He's a fucking witch, man.
Affleck seriously going to still be Batman?
Yeah,
from here going forward?
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna make an entire another movie as Batman?
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Fuck no, man.
Great.
No, he doesn't want.
I'd only accept
Dude, they're gonna have to pay him Robert Downey Jr. money up front to be Batman.
I would only accept him as Batman if they got Matt Damon to be Dick Grayson.
That'd be cool. I'd be good. I'd be good with Jason Bourne playing Dick Grayson. It'd be.
Funny thing is, I could see Matt Damon playing the role really well, but I can't see Ben Affleck playing Batman really well anymore.
No, I think that Ben Affleck did good with the script that he had. I think based on everything I've seen Affleck in, he was just given a really difficult, shitty position, and he did the best with what he had. I don't fault him for that. I think his Batman had potential to be really good. It was just written terribly. Come at me, Snyder fans. You're all fucking crazy.
The only thing I'm disappointed about with his stuff, people are like, Snyder. I'm like, no, because he was working on a Batman thing. He was writing it, but he was writing it to be like a detective movie. Because Batman's a detective, and there's been no movie of the Batman movies where he's actually doing his detective shit. So
actually, from what I heard, the Batman is supposed to bring him back to that. Matt Reeves says he's going to be doing detective shit in that movie.
That's gonna be really good. Not just he's beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see a Batman that's actually really smart, because Batman is smarter than pretty much anyone on the Justice League. I don't care what anyone says. He's the only hero who came up with a way to subdue every other hero on the roster. Only one.
Some of the heroes got mad about him.
Doesn't sound like he's smarter. It just sounds like he's more paranoid.
No, it's just he's very prepared.
You can look at it like that.
There's one of the heroes in the Justice League that agreed with Batman, though, completely on that.
Yeah, Superman could go crazy at any point and murder all of us. I agree.
Yeah, Superman himself, and he gave
but they got pissed off when they found out he had a failsafe for all of them. I mean, but look at the Justice League, okay? Most of them are gods or Martians or people with supernatural metahuman powers, and he's a man who's really proficient in different martial arts. So yeah, that makes sense for him to make a deterrent, because there's alternate stories where like Wonder Woman went crazy and shit like that. And how do you stop them? Well, you prepare for it.
Yeah, you go ask Lucius Fox for a weapon.
Not the Batgirl Lucius Fox, the one who still has balls.
No, that's Luke Fox.
I don't give a fuck what they say. It's Luke Fox and whatever. He's still Lucius.
I watched the show. His name is Luke Fox. His dad was Lucius, and that's Batwoman, not Batgirl.
Yes, I know the difference between Batwoman and Batgirl. I've read the comics. I still say between Lucius Fox and Luke Fox, potato. It's still the same fucking character to me.
No, how can it be the same character if one is his son, guy?
Lucius Fox is Morgan Freeman, end of story.
Yes. One's Morgan Freeman and one's whatever that actor's name is. The other one. Anyways, this is really exciting. It'll be interesting to see what DC does. Let's talk about Disney World.
Oh, you got a Michael K video?
I wish. We really got to bring back Michael K. I think I'm going to do a Michael K special. Everyone loves those, but no, Disney.
We got to get big enough where we get a laugh at Michael K with Michael K on stream.
Michael K's so nice. he would be down for that. Look, we don't make light of Michael K because we're actively trying to hurt his feelings. He's just unnaturally a happy guy. Literally, that is the type of guy.
Fucking sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally the guy. You could be having the shittiest mood in the world, and he'd just come with that Michael K smile. And if you guys have seen my videos with him, you know what I mean. And,
I'll tell you that
just like your day.
I thought his stuff was weird, especially in the comments, because it's just kind of weird. Because overly positive people can be weird for people that are like me, which I'm not overly
cynical.
But to be honest, he'd run Disney better than fucking Eager is right now.
But let's hear about Disney World is closing its worst ride ever, along with other attractions.
Oh, they're closing the It's a Small World?
No, that's not its worst one.
It's offensive. It's offensive to vertically challenged people.
Yeah, it's offensive to your people.
Yes, it is. Okay. I've heard that joke so many fucking times. I'm part of the cancel culture on this one.
It's not offensive to dwarves, though. It's only offensive.
Oh my God, guy! No, man. I don't care how many times somebody makes a terrible joke about whatever your thing is. Whatever. That's the cross that everybody has to bear in their life. Like if you're a boy named Sue, that's what you got to deal with.
So it's been the case that the Disney parks are always changing, but even though Walt Disney World is now open to the public, though a smaller percentage
hold on,
of the public.
Before you start this, can you put up the most recent comment in the chat?
Sure. Hold on a second. I don't have it down here. What the fuck? It didn't update.
It's at 1:11 a.m.
Let me see.
That's not the most recent comment.
Damn it. No, don't put up the one from the puppy.
Which one?
The one from Jamie Vick.
Put up mine first.
God damn it. How are you having such a hard time with this guy?
Because with the new layout. Oh, here we go. New comments. Okay. Here we go.
Why do you continue to let Zod be in charge if all he does is fuck up?
Because it's for the sake of comedy.
It's not the recent comment. It's below that one. That's the recent comment.
I said not the one from you. Jamie Vick said, I've had a great time. Unfortunately, it's time for me to go. So, till the next time, good night, Jamie Vick. Thanks for hanging out.
Good night, Jamie Vick.
So then people who are rewatching this know what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God. Yeah, put the next comment up. Do it. Put the next comment up.
What? The one below from Cyber?
Yep,
no,
do
mine.
it.
Mine.
Oh, God. Why?
Cybernetic Husky said, you got to say it yourself, guy. You're here.
Harder, Daddy.
Okay. Now we can move on to your article about Disney World.
Jesus. They open to a smaller percentage of the public. We're seeing a larger than usual wave of change overtaking the result. First came the confirmation of the two announced attractions at Epcot, a redesigned Spaceship Earth and a new Mary Poppins attraction were now postponed. Now Walt Disney World has confirmed that the three current attractions have been permanently closed. The Primeval World, Rivers of Light at Disney Animals Kingdom is gone, and as is Stitch's Great Escape. at Magic Kingdom, officially ending the life of what may be the worst attractions in the park's history. The death of Stitch's Great Escape is no shock to those who follow the coming and goings of Walt Disney World. The ride has been on seasonal status, meaning that it would only operate when the park was at its busiest. For sometimes rumors of replacements have been going around for a while now, and according to some reports, the ride was already being dismantled. Still, no official word has come from Walt Disney World about the ride's fate until now. Stitch's Great Escape has been replaced with the somewhat controversial extraterrestrials alien encounter in 2004, but from the get-go, the ride was not embraced by fans. The ride hasn't operated regularly since 2018. Animal Kingdom's Prime World has been a seasonal list before now, so the news of its death is almost not a surprise. The most unique thing about the attraction was that it wasn't unique at all. Unlike most of the Disney park attractions, Primeval World was an off-the-shelf coaster, the Wild Mouse design that could be found in a dozen theme parks around the world. Some here at Cinema Blend have found the ride even worse than Stitch's Great Escape. It literally painful due to the consistent spinning could make you dizzy to the point of vomiting. And the ride's vehicle slammed into corners so hard you could potentially walk away with bruises. Jesus Christ. Which
Hey
is
man,
not.
a ride like that at Valley Fair. It's called Mad Mouse. It's a piece of shit. My leg hurt for the next day because my friend said, "Fuck it, we'll just go on it." I didn't think it would the next day, but it did. Piece of shit ride. Did a lot of. There's only a few Wild Mouse type coasters that are good, but the one shit, and it's been there 20 years.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these are getting switched around, which is not to say that the recent closure announcements via My 13 in Orlando don't include some actually bad news. The end of the Animal Kingdom's Rivers of Light nighttime spectacular is
the end of the Animal Kingdom. Did all the plankton die?
I don't know, man. It was unexpected, and the show had a lot more fans, so people are certainly sad to see it go. The show was already on hold, as none of the nighttime shows that drew large crowds were taking place due to the need for social distancing. But whenever the rest of the shows come back, Rivers Light will not. Rivers Light certainly lacked the wow factor of the Disney fireworks show and the high energy of something like Phantasmic, but the show was nonetheless impressive for its use of shadow and light projected imageries. Nothing has been officially announced to replace the closed attractions, though Wreck-It Ralph themed attraction has been the main rumor surrounding the future of Stitch's Great Escape space. With Walt Disney World and Disney parks generally still recovering in recovery mode following the months of long closures, it's certainly likely these won't be the major park changes coming in the short term. We could certainly see other existing planned attractions go through changes or removals before it's all said and done. So, Disney parks taking a big hit here. What do you guys think? Like, I don't think these rumors
like how
about
big
Disney...
is the blunt that they're hitting?
I don't think these rumors of people saying Disney is going out of business, blah blah blah. You know, all these stupid people say that, but I do think that they are feeling big financial strain. Do you think they're going to consolidate some things, or they're going to reconstruct and build other more hot kind of items, like, you know, the Wreck-It Ralphs and the popular stuff?
Well, let's see. Going back to the point that you made, which was strangely good, I think it was, what, 2 months ago, when they had the other Bob come in to be the fall man because they knew that Corona was going to make them lose a whole bunch of money. And they're like, hey, we'll
Yep.
have this other guy be the CEO for a little while. And then he came in and they lost a bunch of money. And Bob's like, you know what? I'll come back in and I'll save the day. So now that Bob Iger is in control again, like he wasn't before, whatever, they'll just find another way to make more money. Like, sure, they will consolidate and they will destroy and they will build. They're going to do all of those things because they're always doing that all of the time.
Here's the thing that's hilarious. Like, people want to hate Disney, and look, Disney has done a lot of douchebag moves. We've all talked about it, but whether you like or hate Bob Iger, LB brought up a good point, which is that he's made them money. The parks have made money. Even Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers has said the parks make money, right? They've made a ton of money. And these rides were already not making money to begin with. So them closing it down was inevitably going to happen anyways.
I just thought,
from the sounds of it.
When you're saying these rides are going away, are they going away like goodbye forever, or are they doing the skip? Are they going to go through the Disney skin pack?
No, they're gone. They're destroying them, disassembling them, and putting something in its place.
Because a lot of times they don't get rid of the rides; they just throw it through the Disney skin pack.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. They give it a new fancy paint a coat, slap a different label, but it's the same ride. No, these are being disassembled.
Screaming becomes a credible coaster.
You like the light shows and stuff make sense because right now you can't have crowds, or you're not supposed to have big crowds. So fireworks shows, the laser light shows, things like that makes sense for them to sort of be scaling down. But a lot of that is surprising too, because those attract big crowds, especially the night crowds that go out for a walk, in the park, and they're looking up in the sky. They get their position wherever you go. You can see Michael K videos to see the perfect spot to see these shows.
By the way, this is time to check everybody's age in the chat. Who remembers when you could walk into Disney without paying?
Oh yeah,
I've never been to Disney.
Yeah, well, I neither have I, but that was the whole thing when Disney originally made Disneyland stuff. You were supposed to be able to come in, so you can still go to the shops, but you don't have to pay to get in the park. But the reason why now you have to pay on the outside, it's because you'd get a bunch of people loitering around. Homeless people. You just find them just sleeping in the...
Yeah, you definitely have to have the park closed off, or else you'd have to have people coming in and sweeping it out constantly. But the tickets are still expensive as fuck.
Yeah, and swinging back to the point.
A lot of parks though back in the day.
Oh God, he's gonna swing back to a point, Cyber.
But swinging back to the point here, do you guys think that when Disney does get back to its capacity, that we're going to see bigger and better rides in its place? New themes?
Yeah, instead of being able to go to Disney and go on the Millennium Falcon, we're going to get to go on the fucking Death Star.
Woo!
They have a
Death Star
ride. It better be a really fucking awesome coaster, not one of these shit coasters. Like, it needs to be like one coaster that you can always find on like Cedar Fair and Six Flags. Something like a hyper coaster was like some fucking like interesting.
No, what they need to do is you take all of the important scenes that happened inside of the Death Star and a couple of the ones outside the Death Star then you build those up, and then you have your roller coaster ride go in between these scenes. So that you're on a roller coaster, and then you can see all this action happening while you're on your 90-second roller coaster ride.
On projector screens. That's something that...
I mean, some of it could be like people or animatrons or whatever standing there.
No. This occurred to me the other day. Because I see... You can find the videos of all Disney's rides, people. Even if you haven't been there, so you can get an idea. Splash Mountain has still been like the old animatronics and stuff, and then they want to retheme it to Princess and the Frog, which they somehow remembered. But I just thought of this. Every newer ride they have some sort of projector screen with movement on it. So you wouldn't need the magic of the animatronics that the old Imagineers work so fucking hard on.
Hold on a second. I've got a big announcement. The polls just came in for me and Stevie J's Sunday night movie. Or Sunday.
Guys. He said Stevie Gay.
No, I said Stevie J.
No, you
Anyways, our poll just came in for the Sunday movie talk. We will be doing the 1990s blockbuster hit from our action movie poll, Demolition Man. Won by 36%. It was a close one for this poll.
Demolition Man did not win by 36%. It had 36%.
Whatever.
That's a huge fucking difference, guy.
Oh my god.
Zod doesn't do numbers.
No shit.
But everybody who voted, thank you. We will be talking about Demolition Man. We were either looking forward to that or Cliffhanger. Surprisingly, the closest one was The Hunt for Red October. So
I'm just glad that you guys get to talk about the 3 seashells.
We will be trying to figure out exactly what the mystery is. Spoiler alert. No one knows the fucking mystery behind the 3 shells. the movie doesn't even explain. They allude to it, but we don't know. Is it electronic? Is it automatic? No one knows how it works on your bum, but we will be talking about it. So thank you everyone who voted, and that will be the movie we will be talking about. So super exciting movie talks for this Sunday. But anyways, yeah, so this is interesting. It'll be interesting to see what Disney does. I don't think they're out of the game, but I do think this has forced them to really reevaluate what rides are important and what's going to make them money. And it sounds like these rides needed to go anyways. That's just my takeaway. Like Cyber was saying, all of these rides that have mouse themes seem to just suck.
But I'm saying the new ones are all going to have fucking projector screens on them. They don't like using animatronics that much, but that's what I was saying. Projector screens. It's just going to be fucking projector screens. None of this detailed animatronics and detailed scenes that these have. Just projector screens with some sort of CGI or animated shit they threw it there. Which is something that Universal did and still does, and it works for Universal, but it kind of ruins it for Disney.
You know, speaking of projector screens or projecting, let's talk about people projecting their problems on other people. We're going to talk about cancel culture. Yay!
Cancel Zod.
They've been trying to cancel me for how long now?
I find cancel culture is going after the people that pretty much started cancel culture, which is fucking hilarious. It's just karma, bitch.
Yeah. So I have to qualify this because of the tone of this article, but it was written by a Muslim woman named Mariam Khan. It's part of the UK magazine. It says cancel culture isn't about those with problematic views, but the sanity of the community that they target.
What?
Yep. It's one of these. They're gonna explain to us why cancel culture is not bad. They're holding people accountable for
that's
stuff.
what it does.
It holds accountability.
Okay, Joe Biden.
Remember, cancel culture went after Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a separate talk about that, but that's interesting one in itself. But anyways, ultimately, this is how minorities are able to create a space, a distance to engage their own terms and hold others accountable. Last week, 150 activist writers and academics signed an open letter in Harper's Bazaar denouncing an intolerance of opposing views and a vogue of public shaming and ostracizing. Essentially, the letter was asking to cancel culture. Yes. Trust me.
No, see, that's you gotta stay consistent. That's what I said like 3 weeks ago. If you're anti-cancel culture, you can't cancel culture. It's a problem.
Trust me, the irony is not lost on me, especially as they are asking to cancel something that doesn't actually exist in the way it's being described. Cancel culture is where a well-known individual is boycotted due to their controversial actions or opinions. In its inception, was used as a tool for self-preservation for those from minority backgrounds, especially Black people. Wow! As a
Racist.
Epic.
I just sat back down after
this is a great. This is a great article. As a way to distance themselves from those with power and privilege who are doing them harm, to remove oneself from a narrative or association that was toxic, whether it be longer engaging with individuals' work or unfollowing them on social media. Often those doing the canceling aren't those in power or those who hold privilege. Often they are women, people of minority communities, or the working class. And while the signatories of the letter are concerned for their livelihood, those without power or with less power are highly unlikely to end the careers of the privileged and wealthy. Societal structures just won't allow it. For instance, when author Stephen King tweeted he didn't consider diversity when he was considering he was subsequently canceled, yet he's still selling books.
I'm going to tell you why. Because he fits the status quo.
No, he said a funny comment.
No, I'm
about
saying
how
the reason why he's canceled is because he fits the status quo.
No, he doesn't. He went against the status quo. That's why they tried to cancel him. He came out with a comment saying that
with them.
He came out saying that diversity shouldn't matter in books because characters are inherently diverse or something like that. People got pissed, which makes sense to me. I love Stephen King, and fuck them. I still buy his books.
You're supposed to say no homo after that.
Oh, no homo. Most recently, J.K. Rowling was one of the 150 signators of the open letter, of course, because they're trying to cancel her, who spoke out against trans rights. She did not. I read those comments last week.
Sounds like another Anthony Mackie situation where somebody's trying to twist your words for their own purposes.
Hey, man, people were trying to twist Martin Luther King's words a few weeks ago, and I had to make a video on that on our POGC. People will twist words so it can benefit them.
Exactly.
It's a pride and ego thing, and it's sick, and it's just it fucking pissed me off.
All right, but she was canceled yet again. No, she wasn't. But in reality, there's little I, as a Muslim Hajib woman, can actually do
Hajib. Jesus.
Whatever. I'm not Muslim.
You said
I have my own...
signatory earlier instead of signatory. My God, man. It was hilarious.
Can actually do to impact J.K. Rowling. I can choose to not engage with her and her work and maybe block her on Twitter, as this is something that allows me to have a small amount of power. But in the grand scheme of things, J.K. Rowling wakes up each morning still privileged and still on Twitter. Uncensored.
Oh, I thought you were going to say rich as fuck.
What do you mean did cancel culture go after, like, J.K. Rowling? Because fucking what happened to everyone's gay, everyone is black, everyone's trans in her books?
Nobody cared about that because she said something that was allegedly anti-trans. So when you say one bad thing, all of your, what did they call them on the 5? Cancel culture credits don't matter.
So the thing that she said is that I know what she said. Should we repeat it on panel so the viewers know?
Sure.
She said that basically the trans conversion for kids is the equivalent to conversion, is basically the same as conversion therapy. Where you force it on your kids.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Oh no, it's because it's slightly against trans. It's probably why they try to cancel her. But
I mean,
what she said,
adjusting somebody's hormones before they're an adult sounds like child endangerment to me.
No, yeah, and she said it's basically the same as the gay conversion therapy.
I mean, that would be like if you had something serious where you had cancer and you either had to have your testicles removed or your ovaries removed. They would give you the testosterone or the estrogen as a replacement for what you were supposed to be naturally getting. But you have something in your brain telling you, I'm supposed to chop my dick off. Yeah, that's natural.
So, scary. J.K. Rowling still wakes up every morning, privileged and still on Twitter, uncensored and actively hurting and marginalized groups of people, denying their rights. In both instances, what is actually happening is those with power are being held accountable or challenged, and they do not like it. Honest critique is now dubbed cancel culture. I also believe
that's not fucking critique. Critique is saying, hey, this is what is basically saying what you made was trash and then explaining why it's trash. That's critique.
I believe the objection to this comes from a position of believed superiority, because how dare ordinary people hold those with a platform accountable for their actions, words, or even dare to publicize enraged debate.
I know they're both British, but there's something out there in America. It's called the First Amendment, and you can go fuck yourself. I love saying that.
To an extent, the internet creates a level playing field, allowing us ordinary people to question those in power. It also acts like a group therapy session, a catharsis in which coming together to mock the absurdity of a situation shows a sense of solidarity in one another. I agree, sometimes the internet sphere lacks nuance, but we must challenge opinions that put marginalized communities at risk. Canceling isn't about those being canceled, but it's about the sanity of the community being targeted. Cancel culture doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be a space for those being challenged to self-reflect, learn to evolve. Cancel culture isn't the end of careers and livelihoods, or not in the way they believe it to be. When someone uses their position to bring harm to other marginalized groups, it should be challenged. Isn't that what's being done in cancel culture, ultimately, this is how those from marginalized minorities are able to create a space where they can respond to on their own terms and hold others accountable. Such a powerful piece. Hold on, my God, that was the most riveting. That article changed my whole view on cancel culture. I'm on board. Fuck it, cancel everything. Cancel me. Cancel everyone you don't like. Hey, if there's someone out there and they're mocking you, you know what you do? You go, hey, motherfucker, you keep talking about me. You keep talking about me, and I'm going to cancel your ass. I'm going to come down and I'm going to berate you on social media. I'm going to get a bunch of fucking idiots together, and we're going to cancel you because this is our safe space, and we're all marginalized individuals here. We're all oppressed because of words that you said. They hurt so much. PB, just cancel me, PB, because I have marginalized
I've been
so
trying,
many.
guy. I've been trying.
Hey, guys, remember cancel culture with Stalin? I forget the guys who canceled. They don't.
Yeah, he had cancel culture. It's called you fucking disappeared. You were permanently canceled.
Stalin was an expert at cancel culture. Fucking expert.
He canceled you and your family.
You know who else is an expert at cancel culture? Hitler. He's an expert at canceling Jewish culture.
This is the most absurd article. We've read Screen Rant. We've read Bounding into Comics. All
Where
of this
is
stuff.
this from?
This is from a UK magazine from a marginalized Muslim woman who wrote
the land
this.
of 1984.
What's the magazine called?
It's called iPrint UK or some bullshit like that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was called I Check More Boxes Than You.
Isn't that the i.co.uk, whatever the fuck that is?
Yeah.
Which actually started out as mostly a what is it called? It's called a tabloid.
Yeah. Now this is the thing.
It's funny, and that's the thing. Yeah. There's all these things people try to take as a legitimate source, and those things started out as tabloids, and they still technically are, just like Variety magazine. It's a fucking
and Entertainment Weekly was just about entertainment shit coming out, and somehow now they got a fucking opinion.
No. They don't mean shit. Any of these things that are tabloids, is bullshit. So when somebody tries to send you this shit and say, "Oh yeah, this is a legitimate source," you tell them, "No, it's a fucking." Send them the thing of what they're found on. A lot of these things were found out on fucking tabloids. It's meant to make you click. It's meant to make you get pissed off and raged because it gives them the clicks. Because if they don't have the clicks, they're gone. They're nothing. They don't exist.
But the reason why I bring this article up is because this gives us a very good insight. This is the exact insight of what these crazy cancel culture people
hold on a second now. Do you guys see the most recent comment in the chat from Stone Cold Jeremy? Because that is a comment that would get me to click and rage for, I don't know, 30 minutes.
Go ahead and read that.
That's some straight up bullshit. Stone Cold Jeremy said, "Have you heard about the 16-year-old boy that was forced to take estrogen at a juvenile detention center? And I assume that they were forcing him to take it to calm him down."
Yeah, and that's what JK said she was against.
It's fucked up.
This is the thing. Cancel culture does not care about facts or truth or relevant information. They are an advanced form of pushing narratives now. They've got their own platform, which is all of these rag magazines that nobody would be clicking on these articles or anything else, except for now they've got a talking point. They've got a way to get their crazy fucking views out. No one would know who wrote this article, but yet they throw in cancel culture stuff, and now they're going to hit it big because they're going to have people who are like, she's so right. We're marginalized. these privileged people, they need to be held accountable. Look, here's the thing. There was one factual thing said in that article, and that's any of these people, you can go ahead and rage and get your little Twitter mob after them, but at the end of the day, they're still going to wake up, they're still going to be rich, and they're still going to wipe their ass with your fucking magazine.
Well, I love that. I assume this entire article, from what I listened to, is her essentially raging against the patriarchy from behind a hijab. Like,
cancel
seriously,
culture
lady?
Do anything, though. Cancel culture doesn't do anything, right, lady? That's why Kevin Hart was banned from the Oscars.
No. Kevin Hart was kicked out, and then in a ballsy move from the people who do the Oscars, they said, "Oh, Kevin, you know what? You can do it if you want." And then he said no.
No, because they already did what they did. Pieces of shit.
He's like, nope, I saw your true colors. You guys can go fuck yourself. I'm going to go make a movie that will be in your fucking Academy Awards or nominated.
Here's the thing.
It won't win, but fuck you anyways.
Here's the funny thing. He explained that he stood up and he stood behind what he knew. He said that years ago. And he's different because he believes people can change, because he can change, because everyone can change in like 10 fucking years, right?
But here's the thing. Cancel culture doesn't believe that.
Try
you
to
can't
hide
change.
it. No, he didn't. No. Cancel culture tries to go, no. Cancel culture ignores the people that try to hide and bury their past. But now
and here's
those people who started it, who do hide and bury their past. Like Alyssa Milano and her blackface.
But here's the thing. Cancel culture is a funny thing, because here's what's going to happen. They're going to cannibalize themselves, because nobody...
They always do.
Yep.
Nobody who is a human being is squeaky clean. Nobody. There is not a perfect fucking person in this fucking world. There existed one, which is up to
only the president.
and Keanu Reeves. I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves walks on water. But anyways, besides those, there's no one who doesn't have a past, who doesn't have some joke they've said, some fucked up shit that they've done, some point in their life. And, you know, that's why cancel culture as a whole will never work, because essentially you'd have to cancel yourself. These people are the same people who have laughed privately in their home at some fucked up crude joke, or they've done or said something off-colored. I can guarantee you at their private little fucking parties and wacky get-togethers, they've said some fucked up shit about other people. They have. Everyone does. You're a fucking liar if you tell me you don't.
Yeah, but you won't know. It's fine. It's fine. You can say whatever you want as long as you put a large letter D after your name. If you're a Democrat, you're safe.
Hey, by the way, what's going to be funny is this bullshit always tends to... So, repeat again. So, if it disappears, say, like, I'm an adult, I have kids, and someone tries to go after me with this, I'm going to tell them, I'm like, don't cite me in the deep magic witch. I was there when it was written. It'll pop up again. I'm going to tell you, if it disappears, it's going to fucking pop up again. I'm just going to shake my head.
But I had to read this because the absurdity of everything that this person said. And the funny part is these people believe this bullshit that they say. This woman literally took the time to write this article, gathered thoughts. Someone fucking approved it. Like, this went through a process of becoming a legitimate, and I'm doing air quotes, a legitimate piece for them to put. They believe the shit that they're saying. They believe it. That's the crazy part.
You skipped 2 words. You meant to say a legitimate piece of shit.
Oh my goodness. But There's one last thing I wanted to bring up. The last article of the night. This is a local story. And why I bring it up is because it swings back around to wacky
Why are you
bullshit.
talking? We're talking about another story from Minneapolis?
No, this is actually from my neck of the woods, Waukesha. And our wonderful governor that we have here. Fuck.
Yeah, Tony.
This guy is such a fucking piece of shit. But anyways, 2 Waukesha residents were pardoned by the governor on Thursday. Wait until you hear some of the shit that's been done. This guy.
What are we on now? What are we on now?
This is a local news story from around my area. This goes back to how these people think. And we're going to hear the people that our wonderful governor pardoned over here. Authorities said...
Is your governor a tyrant like mine?
No, he's just a fucking idiot.
Oh.
Waukesha, 2 people from Waukesha among 18 who were pardoned by Governor Tony Evers on Thursday. The governor's pardon advisory board heard from applicants via virtual meeting on June 23rd. A pardon won't fix the challenges facing our criminal justice system, but it can have a tremendous impact on our personal lives. Evers said in the statement.
Did he just say our party?
You might as well.
Bro.
Each of these people earned a pardon by serving their sentence and making positive contributions to society. Oh, you're such a piece of shit. Anyways, according to the governor's office, Matthew Rushik, 41, was struggling with drug addiction when he cashed fraudulent checks to support his addiction. So he pardoned someone. Right? He pardoned someone with a drug addiction who cashed fraudulent checks to support their addiction. Does anyone else see how fucking stupid that is? I mean, this isn't someone who was accused of something and the charges were flimsy, whatever you normally pardon. They made fraudulent checks out. They're a drug addict to support their habit.
So it doesn't say specifically why he pardoned him? I thought he said that he pardoned these people because they did something positive. Like, the only positive thing that I've heard so far is this guy's drug test.
He pardoned them because he thought they were this year's Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh my God.
So this guy who now lives in Waukesha volunteers his time to work in the Waukesha County Inmates and Drug and Alcohol Treatment. He works in... Okay, so this guy who did this, who was a drug addict, who used fraudulent checks to support his habit, now volunteers his time to work in the Waukesha County Inmates and Drug and Alcohol Treatment Courts as a mentor to those struggling with addiction. Oh my God, this...
I mean, that's not necessarily anything new, but nothing in here says that he wasn't going there out of his own free will compared to whether he was going there because he was mandated to get some hours, and that's what he chose to do.
Exactly. And, you know, a drug addict mentoring people who are addicts, that makes sense.
Like,
so
if he had to qualify to get a pardon, I'm pretty sure he had to do some kind of community service, and I'm pretty sure it had to be in the thousands of hours. I don't think he was doing this out of the goodness of his heart, people.
So the next pardon from the governor's office was Andrew on Thursday. He was arrested by 3 plain-coated detectives for selling marijuana 20 years ago. Officers said He has since gone to school for culinary arts and hospitality management. Culinary arts, of course. Okay, anyone who smokes knows that
Yeah, he's
going
got
to
the
culinary
munchies.
arts, that that's a given. So a Waukesha resident said he hopes someday he will be able to own his own restaurant, according to the information provided by the governor's office. The Wisconsin Constitution grants the governor the power to pardon people who have been convicted of a crime. A pardon is an official act of forgiveness to restore some rights that were lost when some people are convicted of a felony, including the right to serve on the jury, hold public office, and hold certain professional licenses. Under state law, people convicted of a Wisconsin felon can apply for a pardon if they completed their sentence at least 5 years ago and have not committed new crimes. Those who currently required to register on the sexual offender registry are ineligible, thank God, still for pardons. So the thing I want to highlight is these people that were pardoned, I did not hear anywhere in this article exactly what they did, what was so monumentous. Like, I've heard some stories of ex-gang members that get out and they start dedicating their time to get kids out and they talk about their good works. I heard none of that in this article. Like, what qualifies these people to get a pardon from the fucking governor? Like, besides doing
I don't
some paperwork.
know. I don't know. If you get a pardon, you're probably qualified to vote Democrat again.
That's what it sounds like, PB. I wanted to swing back around because this sounds like a purely political move for them to pardon these people. They're going to be like, hey, this guy, he pardoned me for doing some drugs back in the day. And now I can hold certain public positions and stuff like that. So I'm voting Democrat.
Don't
Yep,
vote for
look at what a good guy the Democrats are. Yay.
Don't vote for the people that put you behind bars.
Like, this is such and this is such a fucking political move. And here's the thing. I understand the guy who sold marijuana or whatever. That part I can understand. Look, I'm on the side of the fence that shouldn't even fucking be legal or illegal, and it's ridiculous that it's still illegal. But at the same point, like, I don't hear what qualifies these people to earn those pardons besides filling out some paperwork. Like, what have they done to better the community and show that they earn the right to have this second chance? Because everyone I've ever heard who's gotten a pardon has either A, been falsely accused of a crime, or B, they have in some way, shape, or form atoned for that crime and are actively trying to make their lives and the community better. Like, they're just fucking handing out pardons like it's like Oprah and you get a car. It's fucking ridiculous.
Isn't there the judicial branch? Isn't it allowed to step in if it thinks something's up or wrong?
No, because here's where it gets tricky. When it comes to states and governors in particular, in a particular state doing a pardon, there's no oversight because it's the separation of the state versus federal, or the upper branches don't have any say in it as long as they're following state guidelines.
State judicial branch.
As far as I know, the governor vetoes that. They got some kind of power over that.
The same, they just got to, I don't know the exact numbers if they're the same as the United States Constitution, but yeah, you just got to have a certain number of people at the state Senate level and the state assembly level to override a veto.
Yeah, which very rarely happens.
Would be difficult at this stage in Wisconsin because the state Senate is like 50-50.
Yeah, there'd be no way to shoot it down. So, I mean, these are going through, but I mean, this guy, man, it's
No, this is the same guy that just wanted to extend the lockdown by saying, hey, everybody, the lockdown's going to be a month longer. And then the state assembly came back and was like, you can't do that. And he's like, I'm the governor. And they're like, yeah, we know. You can't do that. It's not constitutional. He's like, what do you mean? I'm the governor. And they said, did you read the state constitution? And he said, what do you mean? I'm the governor. I was like, fucking amen. Are you just a fucking robot?
I mean,
does he do all this shit? No power. He has all this power with no restriction? Because that is the definition of a tyrant, and I was right. He is a tyrant like mine.
Yeah, that's how he wants to operate.
And here's the funny
thankfully,
part.
There was enough Democrats that are like, no, guy, you can't just do that. That's not how the state works. You can't just say things and then they are. You're not God.
And here's the thing. Everyone bitched about Scott Walker, but at least he followed guidelines.
He's like, this is what the state says that I can do, so this is what I'm doing. And then the Democrats are like, son of a bitch, we got to change the laws.
But I mean, this swings back around, and this is the scary part, because politics is mirroring what we're seeing in the media right now with the Black Lives Matters, cancel culture. All of this stuff is being embraced by political parties. And here's the dangerous part about this, is that politics should be its own thing. It shouldn't be mirroring social trends and cool hip things. They should be governing the fucking United States, not jumping on the latest fucking cool trend so they can get elected. This is very dangerous.
Now they're not political parties. George Washington said we should never have political parties. And here's a funny thing with history. Before the Republican Party was established, because after the Republican Party was established, there was only two parties. The parties would, every couple of years, the parties would collapse and form into something else. The last party to collapse were the Whigs, and they collapsed and reformed into the Republican Party. The Democrat Party is older than that. Their founder, Andrew Jackson, was like the fourth president, something. I don't know. He's responsible for the Trail of Tears, if you want to know. He's on the $20 bill. And he's a founder of the Democrat Party. Trail of Tears, $20 bill. And they've been around for years. And I'm like, I think both of these parties should collapse, and we should just be voting for an individual over a fucking party. Should be.
No, I would appreciate something that was similar to the European or the UK system, because they got like 20, 30 political parties. So you got to get multiple parties to agree on something to get it to pass.
Which it's been going gangbusters for them. So at this point, I mean, the thing is, we've got two parties that don't have an identity right now, battling and not getting shit done. One party that's completely fucking wacky and has gone complete dark side, and one party that just doesn't have a spine anymore. And you know,
no, you have one party that has gone dark side, which then paints the other party as the dark side.
Yeah, but then the other party doesn't have the balls to stand up to that party, or you only have
a few people. You're right.
The
vast majority of them don't. But on the bright side, the person that is at the top does, for the first time since, I don't know, the 80s.
So, and people have been telling me, Donald Trump's not going to win. I'm here to tell you, just so you know, whether you like or hate him, no president in the history of the presidency has been unseated on their second term, hasn't happened, won't happen. There's been special exceptions like an assassination attempt where the vice president stepped in.
I feel like
or
you're not remembering
Nixon.
George H.W. Bush, but the special exception there was Ross Perot.
Yeah. I mean, that was a completely different kind of a race, though.
You forgot Bush Sr. lost to Clinton.
No, that's what I was saying.
No.
That was the Ross Perot time. Because Ross Perot apparently took a bunch of votes away from H.W. Bush. So then Clinton won. Allegedly.
By the way, everyone, if you don't like the two people running, there's a guy who's been running since, 2008. Yeah. His name is Vermin Supreme. Vote for him.
Never heard of him.
Oh, you gotta look it up.
Is he related to the Tiger King?
No.
Oh, God. No one, please.
Fucking sounds like it. Vermin Supreme.
For the love of God, even if it's a joke, please don't be a fucking idiot and vote the Tiger King guy. He's a fucking moron.
No. Vote for Vermin Supreme.
Vote for fucking...
Like, everybody knows who to vote for. If you're white, you're going to vote for Trump. And if you're black, you're voting for Biden. Because if that's what he told us.
Jesus. You know what? This is a good point to end the show. I'm going to go down the road.
No, I'm posting the Vermin Supreme link.
Yeah, definitely post that. That's hilarious.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, Trump is the racist one, but he told black people how to determine their skin color by who they're voting for.
And on that note, let's go down the line here.
Like I went down to my local polling place. I went into the booth. I marked that box that said President Trump. I walked out and all of my fucking melanin disappeared. What the fuck?
Okay, here's one of the things that people always say about Vermin Supreme. He'll take away your guns and give you better guns.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yeah, look this guy up. You're gonna love him.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, we'll check that out. But I'm gonna start wrapping it up because I gotta get up at 5. So we're gonna go down the line here. Cyber, you got anything you want to plug? Coming on your channels?
My Twitch, a while ago, I made it to 32 followers, and I've dropped down to 29 guys. I gotta get
help out the husky dog.
And be sure to watch me, which I think I'm starting to change my stuff to 10 Central because it's easier on me. And I don't know what I'm streaming next week because I just finished Spyro.
Ooh, some surprise. Exciting stuff.
A new game.
Or an old one.
I can't wait.
To play
I meant like you. Okay, I'll rephrase. A different game?
Yeah.
So let's go to the co-host, the commander, number dose, the man who keeps shit in line most of the times here, the number one villain. Bullshit, you son of a bitch.
It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit at all. How many people do you get blocked by on Twitter for non-PC jokes?
Fair enough.
Like, I be getting blocked all the time.
So, what are
Except
they
for the last time that somebody shared it, like, let me know if you were blocked by this person. I looked them up, and they had all of their ridiculous fucking pronouns in the bio, and I was like, surprisingly, not blocked, but probably will be soon. Anyway, I'm sure everybody listening now knows who I am. I'm PB. You can find me at Pop Culture PB on YouTube and on Twitter. And you can find me and the other two people on the panel at the Prophets of Geek Culture, where we talk about Marvel, Star Wars, DC, and, you know, pretty much anything that we want to. There's some anime stuff on there, too, if, you know, Perp would ever make another video. He will at some point.
And we're just gonna, from now on, we're always gonna put Zack Snyder in the thumbnail saying he sucks because people will click the video.
That's true.
It won't even be a video about him. He's just clickbait now.
Not to be like, what does this have to do with Zack Snyder? You're talking about Star Wars. And I'll be like, but you're here, aren't you? I'll be like, I got a Star Wars symbol in the corner. I don't know why you clicked on Zack Snyder's face. Read the title.
I clicked on Zack Snyder because he's wearing a Star Wars shirt. That's why you have him in there. We just got to start looking.
Oh, I can do that and be like, he's just wearing a Star Wars shirt. I didn't say nothing about Zack Snyder.
Yeah, he'll be our new mascot. We don't have a mascot.
And
mascot.
Zod doesn't know this because only me and Husky were talking about it. The most recent video that we put out on the Prophets of Geek Culture was the apparently debut of the bot Dave.
Ooh.
Did you know that, Zod?
No, I gotta go check that out. Wow.
Yeah, you need to go watch that video. His name is Dave Bot.
We can think of a better last name for him because Jeff Peterson has a better last name.
He does have a better last name.
Well, with that being said, you guys have been in the fandom zone. I got some exciting stuff coming. Most recently, as I said at the top of the program, I will be having a expose on the WWE coming out. There will be a journalist coming on who has recently sold this story. I am going to be breaking it first before the story actually comes out. And also my uncle, who was involved within this scandal in the WWE, will also be on my channel.
I just hope you guys don't get killed.
But yeah, hopefully if you
WWE still have ties to the mob. Or am I thinking of boxing?
Dwayne Johnson might be sent to off me. So
no, I'm talking about the Italian mob, man.
Yeah, I got you, Husky. And there is loose indication. I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers. You're just going to have to come and see what we expose. But it is a decade-old scandal that is so bad that the WWE is still covering it up to this day. And we are going to talk about it here in the Fandom Zone. So definitely come by on Tuesday. It will be very illuminating. There's going to be no comedy. It's a really serious subject, but it's one that will shock a lot of people. So definitely tune in for that. And also, we have movie talks on my channel this Sunday. We'll be doing Demolition Man. So come and check that out. And on the Prophets of Geek Culture, I will be doing my trailer reaction for the last and final trailer for War of Cybertron. Part 1.
I mean, I would believe you, but you said that last time and then you uploaded it to your own channel.
Okay. I'm a Transformer fan. I was excited, but no, this last trailer will be on the Prophets of Geek Culture, so definitely check it out. It looks fucking amazing. I can't wait.
Are you going to make not a terrible thumbnail?
I'll try. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. We'll be doing another late night talks if we're not canceled tomorrow. So everybody have a good night, and as always, remember here in the Fandom Zone, vote Democrat.
Fuck that, man.